A respected anthropologist, Dr. Alara Vance, was offered a staggering sum by a global tech conglomerate to bury her research. Her crime? She uncovered proof that the modern distraction economy is not an accident. It is a systematic, engineered erasure. A silent cultural coup designed to sideline the wisdom of elders, to sever the intergenerational bonds that threaten the cult of novelty. They want your vast, nuanced experience to feel like obsolete software, so you fade into the background. They want your life's lessons to be buried with you, a treasure trove of hard-won truth destined for the landfill of forgotten history. This isn't just about disrespect. It's about a profound, almost surgical, extraction of the very legacy that could eternalize your voice, making your wisdom unavoidable for generations. Listen closely. Has this ever happened to you? You're at a family dinner, the conversation is flowing, and you finally find your moment. You start to tell a story. Not just any story, but one vital to your family's identity. Perhaps about your grandfather's resilience during the war, or the true origin of an inside joke that binds you all, or how you survived that first crushing financial setback. You begin, your voice full of the weight of years, the richness of experience. You catch a grandchild's eye. Then, slowly, almost imperceptibly, their thumb twitches. A phone lights up. A notification pings. A glazed look descends. Their eyes drift. The story, the lesson, the very essence of you, hangs in the air, unfinished, unreceived. Your voice, once a beacon, becomes background noise. You trail off. The moment passes. The pain in your throat, a burning ember of unshared wisdom, feels like a betrayal. You are there, surrounded by those you love, yet you are utterly alone, a ghost at your own feast. This is not a singular event. It's a pattern, a slow, agonizing fade. You walk through your own home, a lifetime of memories housed in objects. Photo albums, letters, medals, a watch that belonged to your father, a recipe stained with flour and tears. Then you overhear it. Your children, in hushed tones, discussing the attic. Not with reverence, not with curiosity, but with a logistical, almost clinical detachment. What are we going to do with all this stuff? It's just so much clutter. Your life, your struggles, your triumphs, your very essence, reduced to a disposal problem. A logistical burden. That box in the basement, filled with the tangible evidence of your existence, becomes a ticking time bomb, destined for the curb, taking with it the unspoken stories, the true meaning behind every scratch and faded photograph. The fear gnaws at you. Will your most valuable possession, your experience, simply be thrown away? And what about the advice? The hard-won clarity that only comes from navigating life's storms? Your daughter is struggling in her marriage, repeating the same patterns you saw in your own parents, patterns you painstakingly broke. Your son is facing a career crisis, wrestling with a decision identical to one you navigated decades ago. You see the pitfalls. You hold the map. But they call everyone else. Friends, online forums, even distant relatives. Everyone but you. You watch them stumble, sometimes painfully, down a path you could have illuminated, simply because they do not, or will not, ask. You bite your tongue until it bleeds, the ache of unshared wisdom a constant companion. You are an encyclopedia of survival, an oracle of common sense, yet you are treated as too frail to try, too out of touch to understand. You are an advisor in exile, watching your loved ones grapple with problems for which you hold the solution, silently screaming, unheard. My name is Alistair. I'm not a therapist or some self-help guru. I'm an angry grandson, a failed archivist who watched my own grandmother slip away, taking with her the answers to a deep, bitter family rift. A feud that tore us apart, all because the original cause, the truth, was buried with her. She had the stories, the details, the context, but no one ever truly asked. Not in the right way. My own journey, digging through old letters, dusty archives, talking to distant relatives, was born from that raw, crushing regret. I saw how silently, how insidiously, a culture can erase its most valuable asset, its elders. The attention economy, the relentless cult of youth and novelty, it's not accidental. It is a system designed to create family amnesia, to sideline you. Suppressed anthropological studies, the ones Dr. Vance tried to publish, reveal a chilling truth. Billionaire families, the ones who truly understand the power of continuity, hire oral historians at $10,000 a day to extract and codify what you are being asked to silence. They know the secret methods, the subtle triggers, to eternalize their wisdom, to make their legacy unavoidable. I spent years sifting through their techniques, comparing them to what ancient cultures did naturally, what my own grandmother unknowingly possessed. I unearthed the truth, a simple yet powerful method to prevent this loss, to ensure your words, your lessons, your very essence, resonate for generations. And I am going to reveal it to you. Immediately next, you will discover the one question that forces any listener, even a distracted teenager, to lean in, to truly hear you, and to remember your words forever. You will also learn how a common phrase you say every day is accidentally telling your family to ignore your most profound wisdom. And then, I will show you the legacy trigger, hidden in a simple 20-minute conversation, a secret billionaires pay fortunes to activate, ensuring their families never forget who they are, where they came from, and what truly matters. This information is vital. It is the key to transcending mortality through impact, to stopping the erasure of your life's meaning, right now. It's a secret weapon against the digital amnesia virus that's infecting our families, and it starts with a simple, yet profoundly powerful question. Here it is, the one question that forces any listener, even a distracted teenager glued to their screen, to lean in, to truly hear you, and to remember your words forever. What's the most surprising thing you don't know about our family's past? This isn't just a question. It's an interrupt. It bypasses the urgency bias that tells modern minds only what's immediate matters. It slices through the polite silence pact that lets your wisdom fade into the background. You see, the real cause of this intergenerational narrative rupture isn't malice. It's a fundamental misunderstanding of how human memory and attention actually work in an overwhelmed world. We are suffering from storytelling rust, a pervasive memory fog that makes our most valuable lessons feel dull and irrelevant. It's a generational firewall built not of technology, but of unconscious societal programming, actively preventing the episodic memory encoding of your life's truth. Your children and grandchildren aren't ignoring you because they don't care. They're caught in a cultural trap, a bystander effect in family law, where everyone assumes someone else is absorbing the history, or that it's simply too much clutter to process. Now, you might think you've tried everything. Maybe you started writing a memoir. Stop. A memoir, as it's traditionally written, is nothing more than a tombstone made of paper no one will ever read. It gathers dust in an attic while your living voice fades into silence. Ask anyone with a dusty memoir in the attic if it changed their family's understanding. They'll tell you it didn't. It's a monologue, not a conversation, and in a world craving interaction, a one-way download is easily ignored. Perhaps you've tried recording random videos. You point your phone, you talk. This isn't a solution, it's a digital graveyard. Unstructured, overwhelming, with no emotional hook. Your grandkids scroll past it faster than a sponsored ad. Ask anyone with hours of rambling videos if a grandkid ever begged to watch them. The answer is always no. There's no compelling reason for them to invest their precious attention. Or maybe you're still waiting. Waiting for the right moment, for the kids to ask, for the perfect family gathering. The perfect moment is a myth sold by procrastination. Death doesn't make appointments. It steals those moments, leaving only regret. Depending on family gatherings, you're competing with football, phones, and 15 other conversations. You become background noise in a cacophony of distractions. Your wisdom becomes just another sound in the room, easily tuned out. These traditional solutions are broken. They operate under the false assumption that people want to listen to unstructured, unprompted stories from an elder whose experience has been societally devalued. That's a dangerous lie. Here's the truth. The secret mechanism born from the ashes of Dr. Vance's suppressed research and Alastair's own raw regret. After Dr. Vance's work was buried, a trusted colleague of hers, an oral historian in an independent institution overseas, saw the early patterns. She understood the true thread of what was happening, not just to individuals, but to entire cultural continuity. Under the very real threat of erasure, this brilliant mind, building on Dr. Vance's initial findings about engineered attention, developed a method, a secret protocol, designed to preserve stories not despite the distractions, but because of them. She studied resistance networks, how they encoded messages into stories designed to be unforgettable, almost viral, among their own. This wasn't about begging for attention. It was about designing a story to demand it. We call it the Narrative Implant Protocol. It doesn't beg people to listen. It triggers a profound, almost primal need in the listener to demand the story, to pull it out of you. It bypasses the brain's ignore old stories filter and hits the emotional core directly. This method, this unbreakable story algorithm, turns your life into a captivating pattern their mind cannot stop completing. It's not about what you say, but how you trigger their intrinsic curiosity, how you frame your experience so it becomes indispensable to their own understanding of their world. Imagine this: your son, who always brushed you off with a quick "I'm busy, Dad," calls you on a Tuesday afternoon, out of the blue, just to ask, "Mom, how would you handle this situation? I remembered something you once said about tenacity." He doesn't Google. He asks you. Or picture this: your granddaughter, before a big interview for her dream job, doesn't frantically search online for advice. Instead, she comes to you, eyes wide with genuine interest, saying, "Grandma, tell me again the story of your first big break, the real one, the parts you usually leave out." Your stories become her compass. This is the legacy trigger in action. And the ultimate victory? You overhear your grandson telling your story, your authentic, raw, hard-won truth, to a friend, word for word, like it belongs to him. Your wisdom, your very voice, is living inside the future, an indispensable part of their identity. This isn't just about feeling heard. This is about reclaiming your authority, becoming the indispensable source of wisdom and guidance for your family. This is about achieving symbolic immortality, ensuring your vast experience is not just remembered, but activated in the lives of those you love, making your wisdom unavoidable for generations to come. This information is dangerous. It's a direct challenge to the forces of cultural amnesia, a leak from elite legacy planning that billionaires pay fortunes to control. When this reaches a threshold of awareness, the system will push to remove it. We cannot let that happen. For those watching now, for those who refuse to let their legacy be erased, I am going to reveal the first step. I will give you the exact phrasing of the legacy trigger, the precise words that activate this protocol, right here, right now. You are about to become unavoidable. Now, here is the first move, the single, simple action that shifts the entire dynamic. It's not about begging for attention or forcing a story. It's about igniting an unavoidable need for your unique wisdom. The secret: stop telling a story and start asking a question, one so precise, so potent, that it forces anyone, even a screen-addicted teenager, to see you not as a nostalgic relic, but as the indispensable architect of their own heritage. Ready for it? Here it is. When you think about our family, what's one thing you worry might be forgotten if I don't share it with you? This question flips the script. It taps into their potential loss, their own heritage, positioning you as the irreplaceable holder of something vital to their identity. It implies your stories are not just memories, but fundamental pieces of their very being. It makes them realize the profound stakes of your silence. Listen to what happened to Carlos, in his mid-40s, frustrated by his mother Maria's growing isolation. He tried everything, but the silence remained. Then, he used this question. "Mom," he asked one evening, "when you think about our family, what's one thing you worry might be forgotten if I don't share it with you?" Maria, who hadn't truly opened up in years, paused. Unspoken wisdom seemed to bubble. She spoke of her grandmother, of a forgotten tradition of planting specific roses each spring. Carlos had never heard this. He recorded her voice on his phone, tears in his eyes. It was a link, a piece of their family soul retrieved. Maria's voice, once fragile, became steady, imbued with purpose. Or take young Sarah, just 16, caught in a dilemma between her divorced parents. Withdrawn, glued to her phone, she barely spoke. Her grandmother, Evelyn, applied this principle. Evelyn subtly wove in stories of her own youth's impossible challenges. One evening, Sarah put her phone down, looked up, and went to Evelyn. "Grandma," she whispered, "how did you know what to do when things felt impossible?" Evelyn didn't preach. She just shared a wisdom, a story passed down, making Sarah feel connected to something far larger. A bond reforged by indispensable experience. Sarah still uses her phone, but now, a part of her knows where the true, enduring answers lie. Now pay attention, because this is going to blow your mind. Remember Dr. Alara Vance, the anthropologist? Her suppressed research wasn't just theory. It included fragments of a confidential briefing from a closed-door symposium by the Global Narrative Consensus Initiative, a shadowy think tank funded by the tech giants who silenced Dr. Vance. The document, marked GNCI Q3 2019, Room 7B, Aspen, revealed a chilling metric, Intergenerational Wisdom Transfer Efficiency Rate, ITA. This wasn't about cultural preservation. It was about market control. The briefing openly discussed legacy devaluation strategies targeting those over 60, identifying their unstructured narratives as friction points in the novelty consumption cycle. They calculated how many billions could be redirected into new tech if the obsolete council of elders was systematically nullified. They literally quantified the financial benefit of making your life's lessons irrelevant. They saw your stories not as treasures, but as obstacles to their profit, highlighting the exact psychological triggers that render older voices invisible, precisely the triggers we are now reversing. It's not just a conspiracy, it's a meticulously engineered economic model built on your silence. They pay fortunes to ensure their wisdom passes down, while actively disarming yours. Imagine this. It's a holiday dinner, a quiet Sunday. You're at the table, surrounded by family. Not everyone is looking at a screen. Someone tells a story about their day. Then, their eyes, truly seeing you, turn to you. Grandma, your grandchild might say, or Dad, Mom, what did you do in a situation like that? No phones pinging. No restless twitching. Just genuine, hungry attention. You feel warmth spread. Your voice, clear and steady, fills the room. You share your wisdom, not as a lecture, but as an offering they eagerly receive. Understanding dawns. They lean in. That unspoken respect, that regained authority, is palpable. Your stories, once drifting, are now anchors, binding them, guiding them. You are no longer a ghost at your own feast, but the vital, living heart of your family's legacy. Your presence is no longer a logistical burden, but an irreplaceable treasure. Your wisdom, once silenced, now echoes, eternal. This is not a fantasy. This is your imminent reality. You now understand the enemy, the insidious forces at play. You've seen the first step, the immediate power of shifting your approach. But this is just the beginning. The billionaires know a full protocol, a precise sequence, a method for making their legacy unavoidable. And I've distilled it, refined it, and packaged it into a simple, step-by-step map that ensures your voice, your irreplaceable wisdom, is not just heard, but ingrained. Immediately next, I will show you the entire blueprint, the exact sequence of questions to ask, the precise timing to deploy them, the specific words that unlock the deepest reservoirs of family history, and critically, the ONE word, a seemingly innocuous phrase you utter every day, that you must never say again if you want your wisdom to truly resonate. Your silence has served their agenda long enough. The time for whispering is over. The time to reclaim your voice, to solidify your legacy, is now. You are about to become unavoidable. The time for passive observation is over. The moment to reclaim your narrative and secure your legacy begins now. Here is the complete Narrative Protocol, your Anti-oblivion manual. This is the powerful, actionable protocol to ensure your wisdom resonates for generations, stopping the erasure right in its tracks. 1. The interruption. Stop waiting for permission to speak. Stop starting stories with "back in my day." This common phrase is a death sentence for attention, an instant invitation for the polite silence pact to take hold. Instead, choose your moment decisively. This first step dismantles the invisible barrier, recalibrating the subconscious expectation that your voice is an interruption, proving it's a necessary intervention. 2. The foundation, your wisdom log. Begin a wisdom log. Not a diary. This is a single notebook where you answer, in one concise sentence per day, "What did I learn today that I wish I knew at 40?" This daily ritual creates the raw material, building your authority bank. It sharpens diffuse life experience into concrete, actionable insights, ensuring your treasure trove of hard-won truth is curated, not destined for the landfill of forgotten history. 3. The activation, the legacy trigger question. Use the one question I promised, but only after you've identified a specific, current problem your listener is facing. Anchor your story to their present, urgent need. This is the precise deployment of your legacy trigger. When you sincerely understand their struggle, your story becomes a lifeline, bypassing the brain's irrelevant story filter. It penetrates the generational firewall by making your past the solution to their pressing present, forging an emotional bridge that demands attention. Remember, the common phrase "back in my day" is the firewall. Avoid it. Frame your wisdom as a direct answer, ensuring a lasting connection that binds rather than severs intergenerational bonds. 4. The ritual, the mnemonic handoff. Once a story lands, create a tangible, physical token. A pressed flower from a meaningful garden, a specific coin from a lesson on finance, a photo with a heartfelt caption in your handwriting. Give it. This object, however small, becomes a key to unlock the story and the wisdom whenever encountered. It makes the intangible tangible, embedding your essence and lesson not just in their mind, but in their environment. This physical token directly counters the memory fog the distraction economy relies upon, giving your legacy a concrete, undeniable presence that resurfaces across their life, long after you're gone. You can start step 1 before this video concludes. What are you truly waiting for? Another year of silence? Another story turning to dust? The moment to etch your indelible voice into the future is not tomorrow. It is this exact, vital moment. Right now. Your legacy demands it. The engineered system of cultural forgetfulness, the family amnesia Dr. Vance's research exposed, thrives on your isolation. It whispers your experience is a burden, not a collective treasure. But we can break this silence. We must shatter this illusion. We can become the collective counter-narrative to the cult of novelty. Share this video. Send it to every person over 60 you know, your wise aunt, your neighbor, your old colleague. Flood the family groups. Shatter the conspiracy of silence. Let your networks become conduits for hard-won truth. Every like on this video is a powerful signal. It tells the algorithm, it tells the architects of this engineered erasure, that the wisdom of elders is not obsolete. It is vital. It is urgent. Leave your like as a defiant vote against the cult of the new and for the keepers of the past. I need to know who is joining this rebellion. Comment below Legacy Keeper right now. Let's find each other. Write the ONE story you are committing to passing on this week. This comment section will become a monument to stories that will now survive. Save this video to your profile. Pin it. Make it easily accessible. Your Anti-Oblivion manual. When doubt creeps in, come back. By saving it, you tell the platform to show this vital information to other guardians drowning in imposed silence. Now, you hold the complete protocol. The ancient map, reassembled from Dr. Vance's truths and billionaire techniques, is in your hands. The choice is no longer passive. Will you be a footnote in your family's history, or its undeniable author? We are not merely old. We are the living archives, the breathing libraries. It is time we started lending out our most precious books. Go. Write your final, most important chapter not in fading ink, but in the indelible minds of those who will carry you forward, eternalizing your voice and making your wisdom unavoidable for generations to come.